Yeah, yeah.
JP.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you a story. I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the Flux is going on? I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the Flux is going on? I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the Flux is going on? I am fluxing on them now. I'm fluxing on them proud. I'm fluxing on them now. I'm fluxing on them proud. I'm in the Nimbus. Come check my status. What's my status? What the is going on? I'm in the Nimbus. Come check my status. What's my status? I'm fluxing on them now. 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 I'm fluxing on them proud. What the flux is this? We going to the moon. Can I tell you something? Layer 1, layer 2, this is humongous. Decentralized, so we keep it 100. 10,000 nodes, yeah, we building an army. Flex on them now like it don't mean that. We an army and we strong. I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. Come check my status. What the flux is going on? What the flux is going on? But the Flux, we go so strong. We an army and we strong. And we strong.
We are live. Davey, what the hell's going on, man?
I don't know. Blizzard.
Not much happening out there, is there? I mean, the news, nothing. It's a slow news day at best. I mean, God.
I got my coffee. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Good morning, my Cypherpunks. What I'd like you to do is like and share this. So we've got a bunch of people online right now. Take 2 seconds for your kind, dear old co-founder to go out there and like and share this on Twitter as well, please. If you could do that, that would be awesome. Davey, it's been an interesting couple days to say the least, hasn't it?
I feel like I'm the little dog in that one picture that you see that one dog sitting there and everything around it is burning. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Yeah, I tell you, it's been quite eventful. I mean, it's not like we couldn't see this coming in certain different areas, and I'm sure we'll talk about it some today as well because a lot of people always have that question. It's like, how does this impact Flux? It doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad to see it happening, but people are starting to. I've always said adoption will come by organic adoption or by necessity, and I think we're probably seeing the beginnings of the necessity. So could be quite interesting over the next couple months as we move through this.
Yeah, it's a bit of a flashback to 2008. It has those vibes a bit at the moment.
Did we ever leave it though? That's the thing. Like, I look at Dodd-Frank and a lot of things they did there. I don't necessarily know that they did anything. When they were doing these, massive tranches of debt and everything else, they still do the same damn thing. Like, people don't understand that, the banking is fractional reserve, just like what, FTX was doing. FTX wasn't doing anything unusual. It's doing exactly what banks do every day. So it's like, this is a perfect use case for, if you look behind me, that's the Flux white paper. That's the Bitcoin white paper. That's what I believe in. That's where I'm going to stick. And, as long as you're there, you're probably not sweating right now because, you realize that, in the long run, there's going to be a phase out of these centralized platforms. DeFi will continue to keep growing and we'll just keep moving on and growing. So, sucks to see people go through this, but we all have to learn lessons from time to time. I've learned many lessons in my career, in life. Adversity and challenges and failure is the best recipe for success. So if you're out there kind of lamenting right now because you're getting your ass kicked in your portfolio, or maybe your project that you supported isn't, doing so hot or anything like that, look, man, it's a secular process. The ebbs and flows are real. I didn't believe that we were done the contagion, and I think now what you're seeing is that's going to continue to keep happening on a grander scale. So let's hope that's not the case, and let's hope it all turns around. But I tell everyone, invest wisely. Never put into the market what you can't afford to lose, and that's not just crypto. That's holistically all markets. Always make sure you take care of yourself.
Exactly.
So. All right, we got that.
All right, that we got that out of the way, right?
We got that elephant out of the room. We get too much good stuff going on with Flux to worry about any of this shit. You know what I mean? Like, somebody was texting me this morning about it, and they're like, what exposure do you guys have to, USDC and to this, Silicon Valley Bank? And I'm like, nothing. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter to us. I mean, we've built our project so that we can be censorship resistant, compute and money. So it sucks for somebody, and I'm,
it sure does. It sure does. So, I know some of you are waiting for Chili to appear. Unfortunately, he's out for the count today. It sucks.
Chili's got chili right now.
He has chills at the moment, so he's not feeling too well. So he's not going to be here. We can always bring him back another day. I kind of wanted to introduce you, Chili, to everybody. He's been doing an amazing job. When we're actually, we should actually give everybody a bit of credit here. WordPress.
Oh yeah, we should definitely give shout outs because these guys have been. You go ahead, Davey.
Yeah, like I probably will forget somebody, and if I do, well, I guess I forgot you. So sorry. I'm gonna go down a list here, and then this is by heart. So Chili One, he's our product manager now for WordPress. He's been working nonstop on this with the test team. So in the test team, we got TSN, We got WP. Glasshouse has been very instrumental as well with helping. The devs, of course, Ali, Daz, Simon, everybody who's out there helping create the thing. Nolan, who's been project managing it and chasing everybody and chasing me and making sure we all do our thing.
Fighting with Dan to make sure he does the right things too.
Fighting with Dan, yeah. What else? Did I miss anyone else?
I want to.
Did
you mention the marketing and PR team in there as well? So Marcio,
oh yeah, they
and
do
Betty
things too. Yeah, they do a couple
Lisa
things
and
too.
all that team. That whole team has like been fabulous with getting things together for us.
It is crazy. I'm like, hey guys, it would be cool if I have like a banner that says this or that, and I don't even finish my sentence sometimes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, here it is. I already
Yeah,
made
we
it."
already got that. Here it is. Yeah.
What are you coming, Davey? We did that a week ago. Okay, sorry. So yeah, marketing team, Marshu, Dim, talk to Coder for websites, Betty. She does so much work for you guys. You have no idea. And when I
Betty
say
is a
for you
beast.
guys, she does this for the community, right? So
Yeah.
the amount of work that lady does for everybody, nonstop. Like
Well, and yeah, that's for sure. The one person you missed in there, Davey, and that is you. You were absolutely rock solid on this project. I mean, I was down in the dumps a couple times, and you picked me up, and you showed me like the very first version of a WordPress site running on Flux, and even when we were having the issues in beta and having some problems, you were very supportive, and you really helped motivate the team. So big shout out to you as well, and shout out to me because I am amazing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
To be
honestly,
fair, Dan does a job, and Dan's job is probing me. Like, where are we? How far?
No, these guys make me look like a genius every day, and this team look like a genius. I mean, I am nothing more than a glorified community member. And these guys are well beyond and above me. So, I mean, I'm just very grateful they let me hang out and help keep the project motivated. So,
and then last but not least, I want to give a big thank to the community as well. I know we've been releasing nonstop patches lately, right? I know that hurts your node sometimes. I know you might miss out on a payment on your node. I'm sorry, but this was for the greater good. This really, really, really was important. We really did a number on the infrastructure on the back end. WordPress by itself is a great product that we released on the infrastructure, but at the same time, it enhanced our network. It enhanced the entire Flux network. The amount of patches that Trunk, Volter, and others brought out were needed, because we noticed a couple users out there who were not always following the guidelines as they should, and unfortunately some of those now are dropped off the network, but we have to make sure that the network is strong. Period.
Yeah, and guys, I'll tell you, if you're looking for a set it and forget it node, this isn't the project you want to be in. I mean, we're going to break stuff because that's innovation. We're in disruptive technology. Every day we're going to break something. If we're not breaking it, we're not doing our jobs. So I can tell you, I watched the discernment process on these releases, the testing that goes into it. We have a continuity plan in place that we test everything before it goes out. We also have we do the pull requests, we do multiple testing. I mean, you can test it a million times, but till it gets into production environment, sometimes you have those bugs. So we apologize if your node goes offline. You just have to be very available and ready and willing to reset those nodes, update your patches, and get to the next iteration, because that's, this isn't Ethereum that plans a fork for 6 years. This is, we'll make 3 or 4 changes in a weekend. So,
we take lessons learned out of that too, right? So
yeah, I know we learn every time we break something like that, or we find, a vulnerability or an issue that we have to work with, we patch it and we move on and we learn from it. So, It absolutely blows my mind that we haven't killed more nodes as we've been doing these things, because it's a true testament to the product. Because some of these, things that we ran into in the past that could have, been fairly detrimental to, a live production network, but we've been able to find them ahead of time before we deploy them we deploy them on the test net, then we deploy to our regular production environment. So,
Yep. Yeah.
the good news is,
yeah, the network has become a lot stronger, and
yep.
A fun anecdote. When I released Jeffkey.blog, and I think it's been up for more than a month now, and I showcased it to Dan, and Dan's like, "Oh, that's cool. Let's go live. I'm like, no. We're still testing things out. This is just a showcase." That website kind of caused some issues within the team, because people were like, "Yeah, Jeffkey.blog is online. There's no issue. Look, it's online." I'm like, "Yeah, it is. It is online." And then people were fighting. I was like, "It's still online. I don't see an issue." And then other people, their notes went offline and all that fun stuff. Anyway, WordPress has been live now 2 weeks. Or is it 1 week? I don't know. Time seems to be merging. Is it 1 week, 2 weeks? I think
It's been about 2 weeks. Yeah, close to 2 weeks. And we've been
beta.
We've been working on, shoring up some important pieces to the project. Flux Domain Manager was one of our areas that we needed to scale out, which we've done appropriately. We had some other little hiccups in there that prevented some different things, and then also some things that we learned too, like backup deployments and things like that we're working on making better. So, I mean, ultimately, we're still in beta. I know our kind of general consensus is we want to get out of beta within the next month or two, and we just open it up. That'll be right in time for Project Prime Time. So there'll be a nice marketing and PR push directly around WordPress, and we're going to go after all the big players in the space for speed, scalability, and price. So we're really excited for Prime Time. It's going to be a good one. So Davey and his team and the business development team have had some really good, solid conversations with folks who are looking to deploy, en masse on WordPress. And if you guys have had the opportunity to check out Bunny Analyst's pricing data, WordPress, I think, is number 3 now, Davey.
Well, yeah,
moving up,
growing really fast. So
yeah. So
yeah, I think we're at 160-ish website at this point and growing. It might already gone up since the last time I checked, but this morning I think we were at 160.
162.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, and our anticipation, our internal numbers that we talk about is 100,000 of these bad boys deployed by the end of the year. We believe that's
how many?
100,000.
Holy shit!
So,
yeah, that's
you
lot.
got to remember, Davey. Once we open up the floodgates with Primetime, that means Twitter ads, Google ads. That means we're going after all the standard tech stack, not just blockchain. This is going to be everybody. Whether
but then we don't promote enough.
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry, inside joke.
PR in the bear market's like pissing in the wind. And the other thing is you have to have a fully functional project before you start bringing the masses in. Because if you don't have a fully functional project and you start like a Project Primetime where you're pushing these, an ad campaign and everything else, and you don't have the infrastructure to support it, guess what? People are going to try it one time and they'll never come back, right? So you have to be ready for the influx, no pun intended, of the folks that are going to start to deploy on it. So, I think what you'll see with Primetime is the very first, you're going to see it on all different platforms, might even see some television ads. Who knows? It's hard to say, but we're going to definitely go harder than we've ever went on any marketing and PR. Betty and her team has really worked on developing out some really awesome connections. I think you'll see us here, there, and everywhere. And I think as we come out the other side,
surprised where you see us,
Davey.
I'm not saying anything.
No, but listen, what we just witnessed was the largest bank in Silicon Valley basically go defunct. All those tech companies who had all of their money in there, they won't make payroll this week, right? So what happens? these tech companies start to fold up, they start to get acquired by other companies, people start to reduce their workforce, and guess what? They're going to look for other alternatives for data hosting, websites, you name it. And Flux is poised perfectly. I hate to say that, because I don't want to see anybody have any problems. But when they start having to reduce their costs as startups, the very first thing they're going to start to do is look at infrastructure. So, eventually there'll be a list of those institutions that are, held in the Silicon Valley Bank, and we will reach out to every single one of them and talk to them about how they can, reduce their technology footprint with Flux. So, I always say that, sometimes things happen for a reason. And, I think that we're going to see an adoption cycle quicker than anticipated because of the necessity piece of it. So.
All right.
Okay. So, and then what else do we want to talk about? You wanted to showcase a little bit of the WordPress real quick, Davey, and just kind of show everybody, and then also show them what we built on Flux for the, I'll let you go over it for the
Sure.
option.
Sure. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, we do everything a little unorthodox here, right? So give me a sec here. To present, share my screen.
While you're doing that, Fully Electric said that, or wait a minute, Norman said, I feel like I'm living under a stone. Yeah, you better check the news, buddy.
Yeah, you might want to check out the news and just.
Or better yet, don't wait till Monday afternoon. Just put the phone away and just call it a weekend. Enjoy the time with your family and just be like, yeah, I'm not going to mess with this. All partnerships right. in the works. Leaky. Hey, that's not a leak. That's factual. We're working with many different folks, and hey, well, Davey, while you're working on that, we're actually going to be doing a learning session with OVH. So yes. I believe that, when is that, Davey?
Oh,
Thursday?
It's soon. It is soon.
Yeah. I never know. They don't let me control my calendar anymore.
No, we manage your calendar now. Yeah. We are in charge now.
Well, you always were, but.
All right. Shameless plug. Jeffkey.blog. I know it's a bit of a dull website. There's not much to it. Just a couple blog posts here and there. But this thing has been running now since, is it January?
This is the longest. This is the first and longest running website.
Yeah, this is the OG WordPress website on Run on Flux. So I'm pretty proud of that. But it is. I when I put this up, I had I'm a WordPress newbie, right? I really am. Like I'm not the developer here. I'm not the guy who put this all together. I always had somebody else create the websites for me for some reason. I don't know why, because I can do HTML and JavaScript and all that fun stuff.
It's easier, Davey. That's why.
But this thing was actually pretty easy to do, and that was what surprised me actually. Now, how did I get to that point? It's actually quite simple. You go to cloud.runonflux.io. Yeah, we're not doing this in Dutch. Shout out to all the Belgians and Dutch people. This is where it starts. I don't know if you guys even looked at this website yet, cloud.runonflux.io. This thing comes with a ton of information on how to do it. You can see Ali here. Hi, Ali. Calculator, how we're using Zell ID, a bit about Flux, some 30-day guarantee that if you don't like it, we'll
that's new. If anybody
we'll reimburse
didn't know,
you,
we just added that the 30-day guarantee. So I want to know why I'm all the way at the bottom.
That's
look at me down there.
Oh, look,
I'm way below the fold.
And he had something to say too. Look at that.
Well,
look at that.
What are you gonna do? I always have something to say.
I'll zoom in a bit for you. There's that.
There's that. That's about right. Yeah, I can remember saying that at one of these times.
But yeah, these are the two guys that did a ton of this work. Daz and Ali.
Daz and Ollie are have been
This is their baby.
Absolutely, paramount for what we've been accomplishing. So
and
big
FYI,
shout out to them.
Ali is a roofer now. The amount of roofing websites that he's put out while he was testing, it was actually quite funny. He's a roofer. There's a couple other jobs that he all of a sudden, because he had AI fill up the website with some content to test it out, and for some reason it always picked roofing businesses.
Oh, so he's a roofer now.
He's now also our roofer. So if you have any roofing needs, Ali's your man.
The Flux official roofer, got it.
Yeah. So launch your website. This is it. That's all. This is it. There's just one page, and that's all. The only thing you need to get a WordPress online. Yeah, Ali is in the chat, by the way. Just saying.
Oh, hey, Ali. So yeah, I mean, it's super simple. I could even do this, Davey, which is.
And I brought it up on this because I think we had the AMA stream this week with Streamer. By the way, shout out to those guys. They were awesome and very patient with Twitter. Thanks, Twitter, for budging our stream there. That's always nice. But and somebody asked me, like, how easy is it to set it up? And this is it. You put a name in for your own easy recognition. So my first website. Put a domain name if you have one. If you don't have one, you can always come back. We can always configure it later. I'll show you where you can find that information, by the way. Whitelisting of an IP if you want to be able to connect to it in the back end. That would be one way. How long do you want to have it online? Yes, we can pick and choose these days how long we want to bring a website online. And then you pick your tier or your package that you want. At the moment, we only have the standard one live. There was a brief moment, and I saw somebody already use it where enterprise was enabled, and somebody went with it.
Somebody got in.
Somebody grabbed the enterprise one.
Stealthed it in, yeah.
So kudos to that guy. And then pick your location, and you're off to the races. You go to the terms of service. You do your validation via ZelID, and off you go. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to let you guys play with it, but I will give you something to guide you to it. And this is also running on Flux as a WordPress. It's our knowledge base.
Davey, did you see how fast that thing loaded?
Yeah.
That was sick.
It's crazy how responsive these things are. TSN and myself, we were having a bit of a competition on Twitter. I don't know if you've noticed it.
Yeah, can you bench that now, right now?
Sure. What's it called? I have to look the website up. Give me 1 sec.
I just want everybody to see this because this is probably what impressed me the most because of the fact we can geolocate and we can really get this down to the. Okay, here we go.
I haven't done this one yet, so I'm kind of curious. So this is basically a tool that's out there that's not from Flux. We have no affiliation with these folks, and we've been using it as a benchmark to see. It also gives you pointers, right? So if you run this, so if you're setting up a WordPress, this thing gives you pointers to say, hey, you might want to enable caching.
Optimization pieces.
Yeah, it's purely for optimization. So me and TSN have been going.
Oh my heavens sakes.
TSN, I might have beaten you here. I don't know for sure.
We did it live. You guys saw it here. Right here.
So
that's sick.
It's the first time I run this one. So sorry, TSN, but I think I might have beaten you here on the speed there.
That is the best one.
He might be a little sour now. But yeah, this thing gives you so if you're a WordPress person and you want to look at things, so it gives you impacts where you can look at things. Here's some of the images that you might want to optimize and shrink a bit. There's a ton of plugins out there to do that.
Do we have plugins enabled yet?
No. Well, actually, yes, we do, but we don't give you any plugins. The only plugin I think we give you is the an anti-spam. Just you might not be familiar with these things.
So you're kind of on your own with all the plugins.
We give you the tools. We're always of the opinion we give the tools first. You guys use it, how to implement it. Oh, TSN is already bragging. He's already bragging that he had a better LCP, but it's fine. I think this one was better. But we give you the tools, and how you use those tools, that's on you. That is on you. Hello Dolly is it comes as well, but that's just something WordPress does, where it shows you the lyrics of the song, but it doesn't really do anything in particular. But yeah, we give you the tools, and however you use it, that's on you. There's another website that I want to showcase. You want to see that one? It's kind of a cool one too, actually. This thing has a ton of plugins.
Oh, this is our auction site. And guess what? It runs on Flux, kids.
Did you see how fast that thing loaded?
Yeah.
And especially when I start scrolling, if you guys go yourself to the website,
Flux.auction.
Flux.auction. The amount of pictures that are on here is crazy.
And they're high res pictures too. That's the thing, is these are no joke. These are like high res pictures of the watch, and talks about everything. But the cool thing about this is click on the auction there, Davey. Is we'll be able to start the bidding right here, and we'll be able to run this auction directly off Flux. What? Yes. So, I saw somebody earlier talk about they want Flux Mail. Well, we're getting there. How about Flux Auctions? Can we start off with that? Leaky Dan, here we go. So this is actually a WordPress template that was utilized, Davey?
Yeah, so we used a theme. So I basically stood it up a few days ago again, because I did it before once, and then I budged it. So I stood it up again at the beginning of the week. And then I let Marshall loose on it. When you let Marshall loose on a website, this is what you get. You get pretty nice design. And then TSN stepped in as well for the back end and to work it out. But yeah.
Somebody asked if they were the sites were geolocated in the States. I don't believe so. I think it's random geolocation or random. Or did we specify?
I think I picked US.
Okay, well, that makes sense. It would be the same in the EU if you put it in the EU. A lot of people will put some in the US and the EU or other parts, or just randomly spawn them, but it doesn't degrade the quality. I mean, you might get a slow.
It might not be as instant on your side. There will be a latency because we're going to have to cross the pond.
Somebody said it loaded really fast. Where did they say? In the EU, I think it was.
I see somebody, and I will quickly touch it. Parseval 2599. I'll actually just show it quickly. Can we run non-WordPress sites on Flux? Yeah.
Run on Flux.io is a non-WordPress website.
This guy is, and this guy is PA overview .app.run on Flux. Might be wrong. Yeah, those all are websites running on the Flux network. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is our main website, by the way. Also on Run on Flux. The way to do it,
we have a big overhaul coming for that too. That's first leak of the day, so we're hoping to get that out here within the next.
Should I show it quickly?
Can you show it?
It might still be there. Ooh.
I love it. It looks so powerful with the cloud and the computers and stuff like that. And the one thing you'll notice too on this website is we went with a more technology-based feel. So we want people that are moving from Web 2 to Web 3 to feel like this is kind of, standard process. We did some explainer pieces in this as well. We have our, advantages. So we want to clearly state why Flux is superior than other platforms. And we also added in a comparison pricing. So live API data that's fed into that pricing comparison. So you can see what it would be to Davey, scroll back up a sec.
Yep.
So you're talking like, hit that big one time. You're talking like 247, 467, 617, and $17. Like Flux is the real deal. Like it doesn't get better than this. We got to. If I was sitting at AWS right now, I'd be pissing my pants because I'd be like, how do we compete with this shit? So there's no way you can. So by the way, Davey,
I have seen some things that they're doing to try and copy things, by the way, just FYI.
they've talked about some different stuff. By the way, Davey, they started some cloud BS stuff that they don't even know how to get it. They're not figuring it out. You got OVH and Lumen and some other people that are already well ahead of them in those terms. Because they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They're actually going to work with us.
The auction is live now, though. Yeah, it is. Have at her.
Yes, the auction is live. So first bid, hopefully maybe somebody can throw a first bid up here while so just let me give you some insight on the watch scenario.
Yeah, because we barely touched on it, right? Because
we got way ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
So this is live. Betty and the team will probably announce it either today or maybe on Monday to get it rolling. It'll run for, I believe, 2 weeks, Davey, isn't it?
A week.
11 days.
A week. 1 week.
1 week. Okay. So it'll run for 1 week, and I think it's already started. So 7 days basically is what we're going to end up with. Once you place your bid, this is for watch 001. So this is the very first NFT watch ever created. All proceeds from this go to charity. I picked 2 charities that I really like, and I think the community can get behind as well. The first one is Code Like a Girl. I think we need more women in the space. I think that they accent us well, and the yin and the yang. We need those pieces. So Code Like a Girl is a great little nonprofit that we'll donate to. And the other one we're going to donate to is Operation Paws. So the Flux community loves their dogs. Like, I love dogs too. And this is a charity that I give to myself quite frequently because I love to see the work that they do. These guys have been around for years. They're based in the Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland area. So East Coast. Next time we do another auction, we'll shoot for the West Coast and try to help them out as well. So all proceeds from the watch, and you can still also donate and not have to bid on the watch. So we're going to put up, there's a little, David, we should put that on the main site, like donate now. And, maybe put 2 addresses up there, like a Flux address and a BTC address, and let people just drop, like if they got $5 they want to throw in crypto, and we'll convert it and give it to them. Might be a good idea. That way anyone can participate. Yeah.
We definitely have to do that.
You know what? As a matter of fact, this is what we're going to do. And you're hearing it live, right? Because I thought about this the other night laying on the couch, and I was like, I need to bring this up to the team, but we're just going to do it. And that is this. We're going to put 2 donation links up there. Okay. And if you donate $20, you will be entered to win another Titan watch. I will personally give one of my Titan watches to one of the people that donate $20. So, bid on number 001, but also donate, and I will give out of my rusty clutches, one of the Titan watches that I reserved for myself. We do have a couple more Titan watches for sale. It's less than 10. So, as a matter of fact, it might even be less than that right now. So if anyone was thinking about getting one, you better go get it. Or you better bid on this watch, or toss a little donation in there. And what we'll do at the end of it, we'll select a transaction ID, and we'll get back to you and let you know that you want the watch. We'll post it in Discord, and you just have to show us the info we need, and we'll give that to you. So,
right.
Current bid is $1,750.
Apparently somebody already
refresh that.
Oh, I can refresh it in a sec.
Wow! Hell yes, guys! Way to go! Love it! You guys are awesome, man. So, Davey, can you take care of putting those addresses up there today, please?
Yep.
Sweet. I mean, you can always donate directly to the these damn ear things keep falling on my ears. Look, it's gonna fall out again. This sucks.
See,
I
I
mean,
bought something cool the other
what do I
day.
got? What do I have? Like weird ear holes or something?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I got sweaty ear holes apparently. If this keeps doing this, I'll just put it on the regular mic. But and the other thing that you get with this auction as well is a balling lamp. And I can tell you because I have the prototype.
You have one
The
of
first
those,
one
right?
Yeah, I do. And I love the thing. It stays lit in my room all the time. It's blue and it lights up the whole wall. Hold on, Davey. I got to talk for a minute while I get rid of these.
Please wait while Dan fixes his ear plugs.
This is ridiculous, man.
Anyway, what else did I want to bring up today? So yeah, this is all running on Flux. TSN, Marshall, if you guys heard it, we need to add 2 links to the page so that we can do our thing.
Davey, can you still hear everybody?
I can still hear you. You can hear us?
Yeah,
me at least.
Sorry for the echo, guys. I left my headset at home, so
it's okay. There's not too much echo or almost none.
Yes, you do get the lamp from Bill as well. Big shout out to my buddy Bill Dodge, who has made one specifically for this charity giveaway. So you're not only getting a one of a kind, the first NFT watch, you're also going to get that awesome old lamp as well. So I'll stop shilling this charity, but I'll tell you, this is awesome way for us to give back. And I know right now the market's uncertain, and it's as much as it's uncertain for you, it's uncertain for these charities as well. So let's bless them a little bit with what we've been given these past couple years with Flux and so on and so forth. So get some of your rusty money out and throw a couple bucks in there and enter to win a Titan watch. So really, it's awesome. We will do the same thing with the KDA watch at some point as well, because somebody asked me that question. So we will do that as well.
Yeah.
So new website, as Davey was showing us, the beta launch of WordPress, which is, I would say, if we launched in alpha and we're fully beta now, and as we continue to kind of keep dialing things in, I think our goal is within the next few months to pull the wrapper off and pull the beta tag off. The other thing that's huge is we got our first Fractus payout, Davey. So if you run in a Fractus node, you got 15% more into your wallet this month, and the first go around, I want to say how many? 150-ish Fractus nodes?
I think we're at 200.
200? So if you're running a Cumulus node, we got 10,000 Cumulus nodes out there, guys. I mean, there's no reason why you shouldn't run a Fractus node and get a little bit more scratch in your wallet. I mean, you throw I'm pretty sure you can add like a removable hard drive to your whatever it is that you're running, as long as you can allocate the resources and it meets spec. So yeah, the lamp is also production number 001. So you get the watch and 001, and you get the lamp that's 001. So thanks whoever has bid so far. We're really excited to see what this gets up to. And I don't know, Trunk said something about coming in and, dropping the big bomb on all of us. So we'll see what happens. He likes to do things like that from time to time.
I saw somebody mention earlier today as well, like, hey, we haven't seen Trunk. Is Trunk still around?
Oh God,
have
Trunk's
you
everywhere.
seen all the patches?
Yeah, Trunk's everywhere. A lot of the guys, especially the devs, when we have things to do, they don't even. There is a special dev channel. Actually, it's a special dev Discord that only the devs are in, and the reason they do that is there's too much white noise. Like you guys know, there's like 850 channels in Discord, and everybody's talking about everything at all points of time. If the devs tried to keep involved with that, it wouldn't be good. So yeah, Trunk is man, he's rock solid. Parker's rock solid. All the team is there. You're going to definitely get the business development team, the marketing team, more than you're going to get those developer teams, because if they're in chat, they're not doing their jobs and they know it. So they're nose down, ass up, dig, day after day after day after day. So, Davey, it was funny because I was perusing Twitter the other day, and Binance Smart Chain posted up the top projects on Binance Smart Chain. And the number one product on Binance Smart Chain was Trust Wallet, and the number 2 was Flux. It's not even our chain. So it's like that should tell you something. Like we go everywhere and build this shit. So that's pretty impressive when you think about it.
Yeah, the parallel asset thing, right? So Flux Algo, if you haven't claimed, you're able to do that. But yeah, a lot of people ask me like, well, what's the benefit of these parallel assets? I'm like, it makes it easy to integrate with Flux. Simple as that.
Oh yeah, and you know you can be in different ecosystems. I mean, it's the same way if you withdraw USDT, you can do it on Tron, you can do it on Ethereum, you can do it on Solana. I mean, it basically lets you bridge these different networks. So we have a lot of people that are doing liquidity pooling, and Algo, with the recent release of Algo, soon we're going to see a lot of people working on that ecosystem as well. We have some really cool info coming. We're actually going to be doing an AMA live with the Algo team as well. I think that's next week, maybe. Betty would probably slap me if I tried to get
Algorand is on around the 28th.
the 28th. Okay. So, you know, they're excited to have us, you know, be part of their project too as well. And I like them. Not proof of work, but definitely doing some interesting things. So, you know, in this space, you have to take the good with the bad. And I think they have a lot more good than they do bad. So that's good.
All right.
So the only other thing I had was, just to kind of put a bug in everyone's ear is about, so we've successfully launched our Fractus nodes phase 1. You're going to definitely see a phase 2. I don't know what that looks like yet. Well, I kind of do, but we're kind of keeping that close to the vest. You're definitely going to look at these storage arrays building out on each one of the tiers. So I would say probably within the next few months, as we finish up our WordPress, release to production release, I think you're going to see us start talking about Fractus stage 2. So we'll see what happens there, and it should be a pretty interesting scenario. So let's start doing some AMA questions, Davey. I saw a couple in there that were pretty good. So I've been going on for way too long.
There's one thing that I could leak if we really want to.
Yeah, have at it.
All right. You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, we have a date, and we have a venue.
We have a date. We have a venue.
And it isn't in the middle of the Formula One race. So
yeah, that one I double, triple, quadruple check this time.
yeah.
And there's no Indy 500 or anything like that happening. There's no cricket. There's no sports events. There's nothing. Okay, so this is safe.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to have some really good speakers there. We're targeting about between 1,500 and 2,000 people, depending on Davey, do you have a picture of the venue?
Not at hand. I would have to go looking.
All right. Well, the venue
we'll leak more and more. So the website.
Yeah, the venue is sick, and I'm not just saying that. It is very cypherpunk-esque. It is going to be Davey and Mrs. Jeff K and Hef K. The whole group, Betty, and a big shout out to the project planners, Davey, their names.
Scott, Chris, Bill, Caroline, the missus, Betty.
Yeah, we've got a team of really good. Bill, Bill's on that as well. I mean, these guys have really busted their ass, and they've come up with a really good venue for us to have this event. So these are the dates, people. I will probably this week we'll start to get the ticket sales up. If you know anybody that wants to be a sponsor, we are taking sponsors for this. We want to keep the ticket prices as cheap as can be. So to do that, we have to have a couple of decent sponsors as well. So we're looking for, we're going to have 2 gold sponsors, 2 gold sponsors and a bunch of silver and some bronze. And each tier is, a different amount of money. And all of the proceeds that go to that go to basically funding the event. And this isn't just like a BS conference either. Like they even feed you. Like this is a conference. We
got a chef.
A party.
Yeah, we got a chef. We'll have a DJ. There's a club room to the event. There is a VIP area. There's a bar for the VIP. There's a bar for the regular ticket holders. There's multiple things. Yes, it's safe to book flights, Max.
Yes, you can book flights now. So whoever did book it and had to rebook it, I apologize. This is, and I don't know if anyone's been to Fort Lauderdale. I am much happier with this being in Fort Lauderdale versus Miami. One, it's easier to get around. Two, it's much, what's the term I want to use? It's more tech centric. It really is. Like Miami's nice because it's Miami Beach, but Fort Lauderdale is really, really nice. So it's easier. You know, we didn't want to move it to like the Midwest or into Texas or somewhere like that. Because it's
I volunteered Canada up north, but everybody was like,
yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks, bro. You can keep that for so it's nice and warm and sunny down there, and it'll be a fun time. We're gonna have I believe a cigar bar event for the Titan holders.
Yep. Yep. If you're holding one of these, this is your ticket already in. So welcome.
So you'll get an invite to the cigar bar. You'll get a cigar. You'll have get some drinks and stuff like that. We'll have a lot of fun.
And if you want to go to Miami, it's only 30 miles, by the way, guys. There's the train station. There's a back and forth train station, apparently, a train.
Yeah.
It's like a few miles away from the venue. So if you want to stay in Miami and spend time in Miami, by all means, have fun.
Or you could do like most of the people that go from Fort Lauderdale to Miami and do 180 mile an hour the whole way. So I've never seen people drive like that. It's like the friggin' Autobahn, man. Like it was terrifying. I got killed like almost 3 times because like, I'm a PA driver and I'm not used to this, 180 mile an hour cutting you off and then weaving through lanes. And I'm like, it's like the Autobahn down there. So anyway, long story short is this is a big shout out to the team that helped plan this. There'll be a lot more information coming. We are looking for guest speakers as well as sponsors. So if you have a business or know somebody that would like to sponsor, please let us know. Reach out to Davey, and we'll get a thread back together again. So
actually, yeah. All right, so let's switch over into the AMA questions, and I saw a couple technical questions already for WordPress, and I'll answer them as best as I can. Again, I'm not the technical guy behind it, and this is where I kind of would need Alex or Chili. Yes, I got 2 Alexes now. It's not making it easier for me at this point. I got 2 of them I have to deal with. But yeah, the venue, make sure you get those dates locked in. This is gonna be amazing. Like some of the guys that we're working with in the team have done this stuff before. That's why we brought them on. They got some really cool ideas. I wanted to do something, but then shut me down, but I'm not gonna go into it. Nope. Somebody's at the door. But yeah, let's do some AMA questions.
AMA, let's fire it up.
Let's fire it up. So
I saw a couple things pop up in there.
This one intrigued me, so I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna give his. So, does the fact that you can now host WordPress on Flux also mean that you could host bespoke database-driven websites? That's part of the plan. So WordPress runs on, I believe it's MySQL, and it's a fully decentralized database that's running in the background.
Yeah, I mean,
so we're deploying. So if you look at the components, it's a WordPress component. There's a database component. There's a operator component. It's the operator who does all the synchronization between all the different things, because your node can stand up today in this town and tomorrow it's in another town, and we have to make sure it's all synchronized. So yes, we're definitely trying out the decentralized database, and WordPress was the ideal candidate to test it out. Keep in mind, WordPress has been around since 2003, 2004.
Yeah, 48, 49% of the internet runs on WordPress.
Right. So it's been there for a while now. And so trying to get that older technology working on something that hasn't been done before was a challenge.
2004 is what
2004
Onar said.
Yeah. So is it 99% done? Yeah, but there's still a couple gotchas that we still have to work on, and before we say we're fully live now, and then we go full ham on the promoting and all that fun stuff. So yes, this is a showcase of decentralized databases on Flux. So stay tuned. We'll release that when we feel like it's fully ready for fully deployment, and then we'll be able to have you guys run on it. And Ali is probably already going like,
yeah, the roadmap for WordPress is thick. So I mean, we're definitely going to have a lot of cool features. The bells and whistles are coming, so don't worry.
Yeah. All right. So keep firing off questions, right? I'll give this one to you, but you're not gonna like it.
When cast in Zelcore, I don't know. I know that that's on the roadmap for Zelcore. I know it's very close. I think there was some components in there that were needed from the Caspa team, and then I think we got those. So I would imagine you'll probably see something hit the radar here. Zelcore is really moving quickly now. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they just added Gardarian, and they're doing a lot of stuff over there. They're working on, I can't say that, but they're working on some integrations that are going to be a real big deal moving forward. So, like I said, just keep your eyes peeled and watch for the next couple of weeks, I think, as we kind of go through these pieces.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Caspa there as well. There's no doubt about it. I enjoy that project. I enjoy those folks. I think they're proof of work. I think what they're building is at this point, it's not really unique, but it could be very unique in the end. So I think they're one of the up and coming projects that I think will make a difference. So,
yep, absolutely.
Well, the price for WordPress, it'll eventually be locked to a fiat amount. For now, it's just going to fluctuate because we're not going to sit there and chase it for now. We have to create like almost a stable bridge for it. It's on the list for DAS to eventually get to. I would like to announce that we officially have integrated, but have not released yet, crypto.com for the fiat payment mechanism as well. So the first successful transactions started to go through last week. I think you'll definitely see that pop up here real soon. So you'll be able to use Zelcore Pay with crypto. You'll be able to use crypto.com. And then now we're going to start working on the Coinbase.com integration as well. So those are already pretty important things that we want to make sure that, we want to get knocked out. But yes, you can't budget long term if the prices aren't static. So I would say as Flux starts to move parabolic again, you're obviously going to have to adjust incrementally to allow for that price to drop, but having it pegged to a fiat denomination, although I don't even know, is there even such a thing as a peg anymore? I think,
you know what I mean? Dangerous thing these days.
My fiat's worth 15 to 30% less than it used to be. So I don't know, maybe having it in Flux makes sense. So, But we'll have the options for folks because we want them to be comfortable with it as well. So eventually you'll see PayPal, Apple Pay, all those things to deploy because it just needs to happen like that for us to have that exposure. But the thing that is the most important for everyone to remember is everything that comes in is settled to Flux. So if I spend $15 on a website, that's $15 in Flux that's going to be settled at the back end. So we're working on right now, the settlement mechanism will be, once a month ish. We'll just mark it by across the board, whatever comes in. And then, I think as we move forward, it'll be a real time. It's called passive market making. Essentially, it's allowing the market utility-based asset, the demand for the utility-based asset to set the market price. So, think about it in the grand scheme of things. As Flux goes, parabolic, it's a finite resource. So, but you can have 0.00000001 Flux as well. So, we got to do the naming competition on that thing as well. I know we had some really cool names out there. So,
the naming competition.
Yeah, for the micro transaction.
Oh, right. I don't think that's been decided on, right? Oh. Great. Now I'm going to get people in the Discord. When is the naming thing? Yeah.
Well,
Quick shout out.
the meme competition got done, and that's done. Like,
The
I
meme competition was
I
interesting.
was like,
Yeah.
Lord, man, like let's just the meme people were making memes about making memes. So it was like it's memeception, right? Like it was like this. It's you know what I mean. And then hell, one guy got kicked out of Discord because of it. So way to go, dude. Anyway,
Yeah.
which is cool because we had a killer meme made about the guy who made memes about the meme contest getting kicked out of Discord meme. So
Well, we're always open for criticism, but at one point, you play with fire, you get burned, and he got burned. Anyway, so I see a lot of chat happening about something called Flux VPN. No, that's not ours.
yeah, and about the VPN clients, we're there. As we've talked before in the past, we want to remain regulatory compliant across the board. I think there'll probably be more of an official product that'll be built that'll be VPN based. And by the way, Zelcore uses a VPN based client that was created by the core team as well. So we have to really kind of study it. From a legal standpoint, we're not worried about the impact to node owners or anything like that because it kind of looks like an ISP in terms, but there does have to be some control pieces in place to keep nefarious folks from doing bad stuff. So we're always looking at, as new people bring out new products, we're figuring out ways to, allow those products to continue to keep flourishing, but we also have to take into consideration keeping our node operators safe and the project safe. So we won't allow everything under the sun that would possibly break those rules that the community would engage. But again, XDAO 2.0 will start to clarify those pieces. So yes, I would like to see an official client because I think it's a big deal. Like imagine paying like 99 cents in Flux and having like a Nord-like client running on your computer would be sweet.
All right. When will the PA distribution be?
All right. Well, I'd like to announce that. So we're announcing the PA distribution will begin on Thursday of this week. So this Thursday, you'll be able to move back and forth between Flux Algo and the primary chain. So have at it. I hope to see some more nodes come online. That's usually what happens when we release the hounds. The next thing you know, we see the node tiers go up, which is a true testament to soft scaling. And that's exactly why we instituted the PAs. This gives people that already run the infrastructure the ability to run more infrastructure and continue to bolster the network without having to do like collateral halving or something like that. So a lot of people ask, they say, what does Flux have in their quivers? So hypothetically, say you get like a big adoption piece, like you get 10 massive companies that want to utilize the space. Well, we have lots of different ways to scale. I think the first and the most organic one was the PA distributions that basically get rolled back into infrastructure is what we're seeing. And we also have the collateral halving that we keep in our back pocket. Many of you know that we recently had the block reward halving. That does not affect the collateral halving. So the collateral halving means you would go from, let's say, 1,000 Flux for a Cumulus node down to 500 Flux. And then folks that wanted to continue to run at that level would need to stand up a second node. So if you're running a Cumulus node, a Nimbus node, or a Stratus node, try to get those nodes home because it's going to make sense as we move through the halvening for you to make more money, keep the digital footprint down, keep us more decentralized, and so on and so forth. So there eventually will be some additional rewards for home hosting. We're trying to figure out the exact way we want to approach this. It's probably going to look a lot like our Fractus distributions. If you've been around Flux for a long time, you remember how we did KDA. We did a KDA distribution, Taco Tuesday, right? Everybody loved Taco Tuesday, I think we're probably going to do the same thing. We were doing the same thing with our Fractus nodes, 15% on top of what you're already making. But then on top of that, I think you're going to see home hosting reward as well. So, and I can't speculate what that would be, but the more nodes that are ran at home, the better it is for us in decentralization, keeps us off VPSs, and it keeps our surface area for attack much, much lower. So it's the whole reason why Flux was born. Yep, there you go.
Shameless plug, but yeah, I have a codex at home, so I'm running my nodes at home as well. So if you haven't done this yet, run your own nodes.
Yep. Crypto Ghost, you have one there.
I do see a concern here, and I want to address this.
So Flux is not permissionless at this point. It is, but it isn't. You have to still have to whitelist it and do a pull request. And because remember, we're still in the scaling process here, guys. Everything in Flux Cloud is in beta. Ripping the chains off of this and letting anyone start to fire into it would be it would degrade the service. It would be detrimental to the product. So we have to slowly scale into this. It isn't about censorship. It's about scaling correctly so that we know what deploys on our network is going to scale appropriately. And that's really all it comes down to. The XDAO 2.0 will address what the community believes are the non-negotiables. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Decentralization is absolutely important, but it isn't lawless. That doesn't mean you can deploy a Silk Road 2.0 on Flux and expect not to get taken down, because you're going to get taken down. And by the way, because it's a public-based infrastructure and ties to your ZEL-ID, you're going to get found out. So be mindful of what you're deploying on the network. It's decentralized. It's not lawless. So XDAO 2.0 is close, Crypto Ghosty. So we have the white paper's been done for a few months. I wrapped that up about 2 months ago. It's in proofing right now, getting reviewed. And then once it's done, it'll be disseminated to the community. And then the community will have input on what the final version of XDAO is. But make no mistake, one of the bullet points in the XDAO 2.0 is to take into consideration all individuals who are participating in the network, right? So it's not just going to be nodes that are going to be voting. It'll be miners. It'll be hodlers. It'll be folks that, have a vested interest in the project. Now, granted, they will be weighted as it should be, but it's going to give us the opportunity to have a real engaging consensus of the community. And in that, there'll be some proposals that I'm going to make in the XDAO 2.0 that the community can start to discern. I mean, there's obviously things that would not be acceptable to deploy on this network. And that's more or less a moral piece, right? We're not going to allow, any types of child pornography on there. That's just a no-no. Anything that's doing data mining would destroy the network. We're not going to allow those pieces. So the answer to your question about it, permissionless, is it will be permissionless in the sense that you'll be able to go in there and deploy whatever you want. However, there will be criteria around that to ensure, one, like I said, guys, Flux is public. If you're going to do something shady, you're going to get found out. It's just how it is. And as law enforcement, they utilize projects like Chainalysis and other people, they're going to trace it back to you. There's no such thing. Bitcoin is completely, an open book to everyone in terms of, tracking payment inflows and outflows and so on and so forth. ZEL-ID is all ZEL-ID really is a glorified Bitcoin address. So they're going to have Chainalysis on it. They're going to be able to follow who's deploying what and when and how. So this isn't lawless, guys. This is something that needs to develop incrementally and within the bounds of reason, right? So, but we're all about, you can't, once you're there, and if you haven't broken one of those points, like I would say these points are like 4 points tops, maybe 3. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and then you're good to go. We don't care about a political affiliation. We don't care about any of that horse shit. Once it's into the ethos, we can't take it back, right? It's out there in perpetuity, right? But that doesn't mean you can't get in trouble for deploying it. So just keep that in mind.
All right.
So Ghosty, 2 weeks is the target to get proofing out, get it back through the team, and then get the XDAO out to the community. And then we'll discern that for about a month. And then I will open up an XDAO vote, and then we'll allow the community to accept the new XDAO.
Flux is a widely taken name in web. It's confusing to those that are looking into Flux. Like, Flux is multiple projects. What could Flux do to better define its project from the rest?
I think we've worked really well with that. And that's the same way with any product out there. There's going to be multiple names to it. I think it actually helps us in ways, because if other projects are building Flux and people are Googling it and searching for it, they're finding Flux. they may be looking for a different Flux and they find us. I can tell you, we had a massive influx of folks that I guess there was some cheat code on, what was it, Davey? That stupid ass game.
The
one with the cars.
Yeah. It was a Roblox game.
Roblox, yeah. So there was some cheat code out there. It was called Flux US, and all of a sudden,
Fluxus, yes,
Fluxus, right?
It's not even Flux per se, right? So,
and all of a sudden, we start seeing these people show up in Discord, and we're like making memes and joking around about it. But a lot of those folks stayed. So
some of them stayed,
they were young kids, and they're asking questions. As a matter of fact, I had a kid reach out to me and ask a bunch of questions about Flux, a couple of weeks ago, and he came in to get a cheat code and stayed and liked the Discord so much that he loved it. So I think it works both ways. Flux is definitely defining itself. It's different from anything else, and in the end, I think you just have to be the biggest and baddest on the block, and you get to control your name. So we're not going to change anything. It's going to stay as it is. We're just going to have to clearly define what we're doing. But SEO optimization is going to come into play at some point as well. The new website will have a lot of SEO optimization pieces that we've built into it. So, I mean, it becomes kind of irrelevant. And as a matter of fact, we have projects that have changed their name because they were being, everybody was going to us instead of them. So,
yeah, it's something that everything out there has, right? Like there's always somebody taking up a name that's kind of already used, so not much you can do already. Yeah, by the way, the auction is already at 2,000 at this point, so thank you for everybody who's bidding.
That's it. Let's go. Betty, if you're listening, you might want to enter that bad boy before too long.
So
let's do like two more questions.
More questions? Sure.
Yeah. Anybody got any hot things? All AMA. Anything you want to know? Don't even care.
Fully Electric is always on the ball with his questions, right? He always asks a lot of questions. So
when you have a collateral happening, will you also increase the UPnP port limits? Perhaps. So I think the limits right now is what, 7?
8.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could probably see a bump up to 10, maybe. We may keep that in our back pocket till we're ready to scale again, and then we might pop that up again. So, the nice thing about Flux is, we've come up with so many ways to scale this thing appropriately that it really is exciting. You can keep these things in your quiver, and you don't have to fire all of your guns all at once. I mean, you guys watched us go from a couple hundred nodes to 16,000 nodes, so you know that the scale is working the way that we want it to work. So,
a good question from Michael Oates, and we have our guides. So it basically is asking for a walkthrough guide on how to build your own node hosting servers at home, what hardware you need, and all that. There's a couple of guides already out there on our site, and there's plug and play options. Where's my box here? There's Codex, SenseCap from Seed. They have some as well. BMO, I believe, has servers as well. And then anybody who can basically build a computer or has an older computer sitting there, you can use that as well. And then there's a ton of YouTubers out there who create nice guides and videos and step-by-step videos on how they're doing it. Who is there out there? DJ Mans, I think he made one. Mototech has a couple. There's a couple YouTubers out there that create
things.
You
can make some Flux and do one yourself too.
Get a WordPress website going and set one and make some guides. I know TSN Crypto does it. He makes guides and talks about things. But yeah, there's a couple things out there that you can do.
Wait, there's an important question in the.
Oh no!
Yeah,
did I miss one?
Really good. It says, name your 3 favorite cigars.
No, that's
I like Padrones for sure. Oliva and Rocky Patels are really good as well. I can't get Cubans here in the States, so I'm sure if you're outside the States, you got some good Cubans. Trinidad's are nice. I really like those as well. So, yeah. And if anybody I'm not soliciting or anything like that, but if somebody accidentally sent me some Cuban cigars, you know what I mean? Yeah, I wouldn't be too mad about it.
Everybody bring a cigar for Dan when you
Yeah,
come.
like I'm saying, if you might accidentally drop one or two in your bag on your way to Cypherpunk 2023, maybe you get access to the VIP tent. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there.
Talking about VIPs.
Will the event in September be free as for watch holders? Do you have to get a ticket? But the added perks in the event are free. Love the thing that comes. Okay, so you get free access to the event. There will be a small nominal amount for the food because we're basically including all the people that come. They have lunch, dinner.
We'll have lunch and snacks throughout the day, and then we'll have a massive dinner with a variety of stations, and then there's the club event afterwards. Like it's jam packed with nice things for you. So yeah, we'll get to that. We'll make sure we'll clear it up. The website will make sure it's all nicely lined up. If you have a watch, this is the perks you get. We'll make sure that's all documented for you guys so that it is.
And the only thing that you guys are going to have to pay for with the Titan watches are just for the food. That's it. Everything else is covered for you, and you have access.
Yeah, we'll include tickets for drinks, all of that. We got you covered, so you can get a buzz going at least. But there's a certain amount that we'll provide, and then after that,
not everybody can get shit faced till after the meeting's over, though. So just remember that. So no day drinking, people.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe that'd be fun. Just get shit faced and everybody just we'll be very productive, baby.
What was the stream? I joined the stream. I think it was.
I got a couple guys that are going to bring me some Cubans. They're my friends.
I'll take a Cuban.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, I was on the stream the other day, and the guys after me, they were already drunk apparently. So I'm like, what's going on here? It was it a KDA stream? I think it was, or a Twitter Space.
I can honestly say I've never done an AMA or an event where I was drunk. So
yeah, that's not.
I don't drink that much, but when I do, I like just a little bit, and have a cigar, sip some bourbon.
We have proof, Dan. We have proof of you drinking on stream with Hobbyist Miner, and then he's in there. He can testify.
Yeah, I had a couple drinks that night. That was nice.
Just saying.
Yeah.
And it was the mock team, right?
Yeah,
they're awesome. Those guys.
I really like those guys. We are really blessed to have the labs teams that we have. These guys are really fun to hang out with and build stuff with. So they're doing some really cool shit. So big shout out to the mock team for sure.
Any last questions? Any urgent things you guys really need to know?
Yeah.
Anything?
Any last questions?
And if you don't have the question today, I hop in some of the guys' YouTube streams as well here and there. So if there's ever a question and you didn't get the answer now, I'll probably answer it there, or you come in on our Discord, I'll answer them there. I saw somebody posting on a Twitter post the other day where come and ask me anything. Apparently, call me maybe or something. I had to laugh at those. But yeah, just one thing.
A couple housekeeping items before we cut, Davey. We will be doing we're beginning the series of Meet the Future of Flux. I'm hopeful next week will be when we start. We're starting out with Jeremy Anderson and Alex. Both of those are going to be really good. You guys get to see the young faces because, a lot of people worry about, what's the future of Flux look like, in terms of if Dan gets hit by a bus or Davey gets ran over, what's it look like? And we want you to see that we have a very vibrant development and very young. Jeremy's, late 20s, early 30s. Alex is 27 years old or something like that. I think the average.
14. He's 14.
Yeah, he's 14. Poor guy. He's a baby face. Hey, that's, what, Alex, if you're listening to this, that's not a bad thing because I'm an old guy and people always tell me, they're like, Dan, are you ever going to get old? And I'm like, maybe. I got some gray in there though now, so we'll see. I think it looks distinguished, don't you, Davey?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, looks distinguished.
Goes with the
That's what I tell my wife all the time. I'm like, yeah, looks distinguished. So, all right, everybody, thanks for jumping on. We'll do another
One more
AMA.
thing.
Okay, go ahead.
One more thing. There is a poker game this afternoon. And
Oh, yeah, that starts this afternoon.
Betty would strangle me if I didn't bring it up. So there's a poker game this afternoon. If you want to join in, I think there's about 50 seats. So
yeah, win some of Dan's rusty Flux. So the only thing I spend Flux on is these damn poker tournaments, and I never win anything. So it's just like a donation to the community.
Yeah, basically, right?
Yeah, but it's a lot.
And I know I saw a couple of folks ask as well. Cypherpunk is in Fort Lauderdale this year. Does it mean it's going to be always in the U.S.? No. We'll roam around. So so next year might be somewhere completely different. So we'll see where it is next year. But the team is already looking at other places. We've barely finished this one, and we're already looking at other places. So.
Yeah, and we do want to do one in the EU because I know that's going to be the next question. Is what are we going to do one in the EU? We will do one. We don't know when that'll be. Probably be next year or the following year. We don't know, or we may do 2 next year. It just depends on how successful. If like we do this one and it's like me and Davey that show up, we'll probably not be doing another one for a while. But I got a feeling it's going to be a sellout. So,
and we'll be streaming it too. There will be you'll be able to watch it. There will be. We're making a couple spaces for live interviews for YouTubers that want to come. There will be a space for them as well that they can do their thing. Like we're really making this one pop. So it's going to be different than the most conventions that you've been to. Because we're a little different. We are a little different in this space. So we want to make it a little different as well. And yes, we'll make sure a couple of our folks travel around the world, and we'll make sure we have presence elsewhere as well. But yeah, Bali. Betty, I think I like Betty's idea. Bali. I want to go to Bali as well.
Yeah, Bali would be a sick one. And Trunk has been on my ass about going there for I can't even tell you how long. So I'm just not eating anything when I get there because it seems like every time he eats something. And Betty can testify because she got sick the last time. I think wherever she went. So yeah, I'll just bring my own snacks.
So all right.
They call it Bali Belly, I think is what it's called. I don't know. Something like that. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on today. And thanks for taking the time out from your family to listen to us. If we didn't address anything that you need to be addressed, let us know. Other than that, Davey, play us out.
Oh, why do they lie? Yeah. There's only one way to go, and that's Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. I know we fighting these corporate tyrants. They try to silence, but we can see. They tried to censor our speech. They want no privacy. At night I can't sleep, cause my data, they gonna breach. Don't be evil, Flux being all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all my people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0.